Good morning, good morning. Hey y'all, how are you? Good to see you, kinda. Let me cleanse the shades so I can see. And welcome to another episode of GPA. Y'all ready? I hope so. If you're watching live on YouTube, come join us on TikTok, Black Women in Grants. That's our page, the only page, the one, the only, often duplicated, often imitated. How they say it? I don't even know. Hey y'all, come in, say hello. Let me know you can see me and hear me by putting hashtag FYP in the chat. Hashtag FYP if you can see me and hear me. Let me turn my volume all the way up. Y'all let me know. Also, where you watching from? Rep your city, rep your hood, rep your neck of the woods. Y'all know I got bars. Okay, I've been working a little bit. Gotta wipe out the excess. Good morning, Happy Meal. Hey, Las Vegas. What y'all doing over there? Good morning. Come on in. Say hello. Rep your hood. Rep your city. Let me know where you're watching from. And let's chat about your business, about grants. Hey, South Kakalaki. St. Louis in the room. Hey, St. Louis in the room. I'm in Hot Atlanta with Happy Meal. I think you're still here, right? Last I checked, last I heard. Hey, Milwaukee. Y'all representing in these internet streets. Welcome. Put hashtag FYP if you are a black woman, for-profit, small business owner. Talk to me in the chat. Put hashtag FYP if that's you. Did I lose my cards? Oh. Hashtag FYP if you're black, you're a woman, for-profit, small business owner. Based in the United States, I'm assuming I see Florida. Okay, Mia, we're still in Atlanta. Harlem, the Carolinas. Any black women, for-profit, small business owners based in the United States? Let's see. Are you over the age of 18? And if so, with the business that you own, do you own at least 51% of that business? Talk to me by putting hashtag FYP in the chat. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm talking to the right people. We repping our cities. We're repping our business. We're responding with hashtag FYP. If that's you, talk to me, boo. Okay. Hello, A. Trinell. 100% owner says Arlivia. Can I create? How cute. Says yes. Awesome. Anybody here looking for a grant for their black, woman-owned, for-profit, small businesses based in the United States that they own at least 51% of? Talk to me. Good morning, Felicia or Felicia. How are you? Who here is seeking grants? Let me see. Y'all got to talk to me. I'm very engaging. If you're multitasking, it ain't going to work out between us because y'all can't listen and me talk and then y'all come and say, what you say? I'm not going to repeat it. And you're going to get an attitude. So let's start the party off right. So call, respond. Call, respond. Then we go switch it. You ask me something. I'm going to respond with full undivided attention most of the time. So, any black women, for-profit, small business owners in the house seeking grants, put hashtag FYP. CK says she's seeking. Cool, so we've repped our city. You told us that you're black, you're a woman, you're for-profit, you're a small business owner over the age of 18. You own at least 51% of your business. Is your idea already launched? Like, have you started? Put started if you've already started your business. If you haven't started your business, put start up. That determines the type of grants that are available to you that you can go look out for. So have you started or are you a startup? Okay, started, startup, okay. Started, okay. Have you done a grant search recently, before at all? Or are you just thinking about getting into the grant space? Y'all talk to me. Can I Create says started and looking to start up something else. So, who here has started to look for grants already? Put hashtag FYP if that's you. You started to look for grants already. Like maybe you've done an online search real quick. CK, is that what you did? You said you've been researching. How have you been researching? Like, what do you do to research? Olivia says she's never looked for grants. Thank you for your honesty. Maybe a friend sent you a grant or a list of grants. Maybe you bought a list of grants. I've done all of the above. Maybe a grant slid into your DMs, inbox. Somebody that you know shared the link so you know it's not a scam or a spam. Anybody else ever look for grants? Well, real quick, maybe you've looked for grants, maybe you haven't, but if you want help in the grant space, getting your questions answered today, talking about you, what you do in your business, what you can get a grant for, etc., take a minute to like this page. We are Black Women in Grants, all one word, all lowercase, no symbols, no letters, no symbols, no capital letters, no numbers. Like this page. Also select to turn the notifications on, because that'll let you know when we're live. I'm usually here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, creator of this here Black Women in Grants page, as well as blackwomeningrants.com, where collectively we've won over $100,000 in just the last few months. So I'm trying to vet y'all, see who's here, who's serious about getting grants. Let's talk about it. There's an invitation for you to come join us. I got 2 scholarship spots in my mentorship program over at blackwomeningrants.com. Come be a part. Y'all will meet some of our grantees and Black Women in Grants and grant gamers today on the live. So blackwomeningrants.com is the website. Let me post it because I know it's easier to see for us visual learners. www.blackwomeningrants.com. There we go. Also, let's take a minute to share this live. Whether you share it with your tribe, your crew, you never know who's in it, who, need to be here. Or you can just simply put hashtag FYP if you can't think of anyone right offhand to tag directly and put this in their inbox or tag their name. Just put a hashtag FYP. What that's going to do is let TikTok know that you're in the right place. You found your people for the moment. And you want other people to get in this room so we can talk about these things called grants for Black women, for-profit, small business owners. That's all we talk about. So if you're looking for grants about education and buying a house and disability and building property and real estate and not, I don't know nothing about that. We don't talk about that here. So you're going to hear me say that now. Don't get mad. If you're not Black, you don't have to tell me. I wouldn't know unless you put it in here, and y'all be putting it in here. That's how y'all give it away. I'm a white woman. I'm a Latina. I'm a man. Can I stay? I don't care. But who I help is Black women, for-profit, small business owners. If you're wondering, is there a grant for my business? What about a grant for this? What about a grant for that? The quickest way to find a grant to go apply for today is to do a quick search online for exactly what you're putting in the chat. Is there a grant for blank? There are 19 million plus results that are going to pop up. Just have some time on your hands. Know what you're looking for. Get ready to dive in. If you want me to help you find grants specifically for being who you already are, as a Black, woman-owned, for-profit, small business owner based in the United States, over the age of 18, own at least 51% of your business, and you're seeking grants, you're in the right place. I can send you 3 free list of grants right now, but here's what you have to do, okay? Go to www.blackwomeningrants.com. Claim one of the scholarship spots of the 2 that we currently have available. It's only $97 to come hang out with me for 1 full year. 1 payment, not monthly. 1 payment, $97. It's usually $297. That's why this is considered a scholarship. We have gifted back over $50,000 in these types of scholarship opportunities for you to come learn with us. Get your questions answered. Get my brain on your business, because This is the best way to pick my brain when you show up right here on GPA, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I've been here 3 times a week, every week for 10 months, 157 episodes, an hour a pop. That's a lot of learning. And I give you that full playlist in the mentorship over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. What was the site? Blackwomeningrants.com. Say it one more time. Blackwomeningrants.com. Can you spell it? BlackWomenin grants. Grants. You know, if you need sign language, I'm assuming those are the words, okay? Blackwomeningrants.com. That's my site. That's where you get more information on the mentorship. Some of our mentees are here. If you're in the Grant Game Mentorship, say hey in the chat. Let me know that you're here. If you're new here, put hashtag FYP. Hashtag FYP. Let me know you're new here. I'm excited to share what I know with helping us as Black Women in Grants win over 6 figures within the last few months in grants and grant-funded opportunities. I have grant-funded opportunities that have already been paid for that are waiting on you to come apply and get in for free on another scholarship. One just emailed me this morning. Shocked me because I ain't heard from them in a minute. And so they're like, please send us people to apply for these opportunities. We got them. It's free. They just got to fill out the application. They get grant money, sponsorship money, partnership money from banks and big corporations to train you, to work with you, to coach you through your business idea from where you are, whether you have started already and you need help with growing ideas, or if you're startup, get it out of your head, get it off that paper, put it on your baputa, as my little niece used to call computers, and get the business out there into action, ready to pitch for funding like grants and grant-funded opportunities that will help you go to the next level. They're also filled with networks and networking opportunities, mentorship, coaching, training. It's so good. It's so much to this world of grants. I'm happy to share that with you guys. But we just had to do a little housekeeping, let you know who this is for. Now, I know people are going to jump in and out of the conversation today, but you're welcome to come, you're welcome to stay. But as my folk, good and mob, straight from Atlanta, say, any disrespect, we will make you fly away. And by that, we mean block. I block effortlessly. You don't even know I'm doing it. You be like, oh, what happened to the live? Child, she blocked you. Online searches spoke to different owners. I don't know what that means. CK, what does that mean? Different owners of what? Hair Care says, I've never looked into grants, but would like to know about them. Thank you for letting me know so I know how to help you. So we have repped our cities. Y'all told me y'all Black women, for-profit, small business owners seeking grants for your business that's based in the U.S. You own at least 51% of it. You've either started or you're a startup. And again, you're seeking grants. You've liked the live. You've shared it out. Put hashtag FYP. Y'all know that I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to answer your questions. Now let's talk about it. Okay, so if you have a lot of questions, like you've never looked for grants before, you've never definitely applied for a grant before, or you're wondering, do I have to be a nonprofit? What if I'm a new business or a startup? Do I need to be an LLC? AKA, do I need my articles of incorporation, like your INC, LLC, LLP, sole proprietor, all that good stuff, legal entities? You're in the right place. If you're wondering if I can help you, let's see. If you've been questioning, like, do grants really work? Is this legit? I really want to do it, but I need help applying or to know what to say on a small business grant application. Or I do have this new business. I also have an established business. I have more than one business. Do I need a business plan? Y'all got a lot of questions, and I'm here to answer. I wrote all of them down. That's why I'm just like. So we can talk about any and everything from how long it takes to hear back from a grant to whether or not you have to pay a grant back. To whether or not your business needs to have like cash flow, meaning make money already. But a lot of people tell me they need help filling out the business grant application, or they're wondering if they should pay someone to do it for them, which I think you should do it yourself, especially the first few times, to see what it takes to really get your name out there in these grant streets and to start standing out on these applications. So one of my favorite questions is when someone says, is there a max? Is there a cap on how much in grants you can apply to? What do y'all think? Do you think that there is a maximum amount of money that you can apply to in grants? What do y'all think? Talk to me in the chat real quick. Someone also asked if online businesses can apply for grants. and how to put together a solid small business grant application. So, as I mentioned, we've been here on TikTok for about 10 months. We have a viral video that has about 767,000 views. And this is where this all started. Me coming live with you guys, us growing from 400 followers to now 63.6 thousand followers here on TikTok. God is good, ain't he? Won't he do it? And so I've written down your questions and your thoughts and your beliefs and your disbeliefs. And so I'm here to dispel some of those myths and all that good stuff. So talk to me and tell me if you think there's a maximum amount that you can apply to for grants. Also, real quick, well, let me read some comments, then I'm going to ask y'all another question. So be ready, because like I said, I like to interact. I know y'all going to work and at work and working, but here we are. Y'all here with me. So can I get a little attention? Hello. Okay. Arlivia says people make it seem so hard to acquire them. Talking about grants. Okay. What do you think is hard about it, Arlivia? Do you think it's hard? Like, have you ever been like, they don't know, let me go see for myself? That's how I am. I'm like, let me be nosy and see. Beautiful You says, oh my goodness, you came to my mind today. Well, welcome. I am the answer to your prayers. Amen. Great morning, innovator. Innovator where? Okay, I see you, girl. CK says, thanks for sharing. And I see a lot of FYPs, not FYI. Beautiful Aesthetic says, I'm about to get my EIN to get started. You've been Googling grants for startup. Congratulations. That's where you start, girl. Let me get some water and read some more of y'all comments. Can I Create says she's having trouble writing them. Well, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. As a for-profit small business owner, we don't write grants. That's for nonprofits. So we'll talk about the difference between the two. As a for-profit business, we apply to grants, which is much simpler than writing a grant. All we do is fill out an application, tell our story of why we in business and why we founded it and all that. Child, if you knew, unless you're in the nonprofit space, you don't know all the details that go into them writing grants, it'll change your mindset. I have a boot camp that I did about that, where we break down the difference between nonprofit and for-profit grants and why it matters. The language matters. So if you've ever found yourself looking for grants and you feel overwhelmed because you got to write a grant, you in the wrong space. You need to know what you're looking for. So we could talk about that today too, if you guys would like. Hello, Rena. Beautiful You says, is it normal to pay to apply for a grant? I won't say it's normal. I will say it is heard of. So the last grant that I applied to was a $35 application fee. I won $1,500. Would you pay for an opportunity to, how many percentages is that? 1 million extra percentages. Do I do grant writing? No. Yay, y'all got the answer right. So congratulations, Free and Deshawn and Beautiful You and Rena and Arlivia. They said no, there's no cap on how much in grants you can apply to. Very good. You are correct, because who gonna check you, boo? Ain't nobody keeping up with that. That's like saying you can only apply to one job, or there's a limit on the amount of jobs you can apply to, the amount of credit cards you can apply for, the amount of loans you can apply for, the amount of money someone can give you in a lifetime. Y'all see how, who keeping score but your bank account? You know. The Truth says, at what point will any of the questions be answered? What questions? I know the longer they live, the more the money. Well, you are welcome to either leave, be blocked, or be patient. I don't see your question. You can ask it again. If not, there are 41 other people on here that are requiring my attention as well. So you're welcome to come. You're welcome to stay. But any disrespect, ciao, bye. I think you just apply and the grant givers will decide what to give. Yes, so there are millions of dollars in grants. Over $1.2 million are on the list of grants I give you. Over 200 opportunities are on the list of grants that come with our mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. And so they're all different, and they're all for different things. And so we'll talk a little bit about that today, because there are things called grants, which are actually checks. Like either they're going to mail it to you, or they'll deposit it into your business bank account, or there are things called grant funded opportunities, like programs that are designed to help you get your questions answered about growing your business, starting your business, dreaming bigger for the future, connecting, networking, getting coaching and training and mentorships. And so those are covered by grants. You don't necessarily get a check in the mail or money in your hand, but you still reap the benefits of that education. So yes, grant givers decide how much the grant is going to be for, who gets it, when they get it. Something called their terms and conditions, or what we call here at GPA, which is Grant Prep Academy, which is where you guys are. Hey, girl. Those are the rules, restrictions, and regulations. They tell you how much the grant is, how many awards will be awarded. So, for example, one of the last grant influencers I talked to, meaning she's in the room when the decision is made on who wins the grants. She is over a $100,000 opportunity, but instead of one person getting $100,000, 5 people get $20,000. You see what I'm saying? So you need to know how the money is regulated. So yeah, they're keeping score for their grant, but every grant is different. So I like how Can I Create put it. It is limitless. Rena says people make it seem like it takes years to get grants. It doesn't take years to get grants. It may take a while to apply for grants that you're a good fit for. And then you have to, they have their own timeline. So when people say, how long does it take to hear back from a grant? It depends on the grant timeline. So they may open applications for 30 days and say, you got 1 month to apply. And then when the cutoff, the deadline is, then they say, now give us another month to deliberate, to read the applications, to select our winners. And then they'll let you know. So what are we, 60 days in now? And so I say at a max, it should take about 90 days for the full process, because by then you've applied, you've waited, they've picked their winners, you're now about to hear back who won. And if it's you, child, it ain't nothing like it. It just feels good to get that congratulations email. You've been selected. We are excited to inform you. All the things, right? And so that's about a 90-day process for a good, legit grant that you could potentially qualify for and win. But you got to read what they're looking for, make sure you're a good fit before you apply. So it doesn't take years unless you ain't doing it right. But if you're doing it right as a Black woman, for-profit small business owner, then about 90 days. I would put that on the calendar, but multiply that times the amount of grants you're applying to. That's just for one grant. So you need to always have applications out there in the pool. Okay, so maybe every 30 days you're hearing back from one grant. The next month you're hearing back from another grant. You never want to just do one application and wait 90 days. You didn't wasted a third of a year. Or is that a fourth? You know what I'm trying to say. So I agree with you. People do act like it takes a long time, but that's only if you don't know what you're doing. Only if you're doing it wrong. Tracy says, I've had my LLC for a while and don't know where to start with applying for grants. Okay, so real quick, tell me what your businesses are. What type of businesses do you have? Tracy, you too. What type of business do you have? For example, if you were to get a grant today for the type of business that you have, what would be that business that you would be getting a grant for? Olivia says it seems like a lot of paperwork. It could, yeah, especially if you don't have your paperwork together. You got to get your paperwork together. I give you a checklist in our book. It's called Finding Funding, How to Find and Secure Debt-Free Non-Traditional Funding for Your Black Woman-Owned For-Profit Small Business. That's me, Dr. AJ Austin. And this book is over at blackwomenandgrants.com. It is our official curriculum for the Grant Game Mentorship. And there's a checklist of the paperwork. We call them digital documents because a lot of this you don't have to print out and mail in anymore. It's all online. You upload it to the applications and hit submit. But yeah, there's paperwork to have in place, like your business bank account and your articles of incorporation, your taxes, your marketing plan, your business plan, anything else they ask for. And so a lot of that starts out as digital anyway. It could seem like a lot if you're not ready. But if you're using the checklist that I provide for you in the book, as well as we have an audio program. It's five parts but 3 steps, and it teaches you how, if you're in startup, here's your checklist of paperwork or digital documents you need to have as you apply for grants. If you've already started, you can not only check off what's on the startup checklist, but now you have another part to meet, like your profit and loss statement, what do they call it? Your SWOT analysis, so many other little details that, yes, grants can ask for at any moment. So you want to make sure you have that information ready and available. And so I give you those two versions of a checklist to make sure you're ready, so you're not overwhelmed with paperwork. You're actually pulling it together as you apply for grants. Class above body spots, that's what comes with the scholarship you're offering for $97. Well, we've talked about it, the book, which is an ebook, an app that'll read the book to you, copies of replays of trainings that I've done breaking down grants, the difference between a nonprofit grant, a for-profit grant, what to look for in a grant to know that it's legit, what to look out for to know that this is a scam, and then what to look forward to as you start winning and start getting selected for next rounds, because some grants have multiple rounds. So for example, I was selected in January to go to round 2 for a $50,000 grant, and I won that out of 500 applications. And so they dwindled it down to 76, then they dwindled it down to 10. And so you want to start building up your skill of applying. So you can also, as you apply for grants, bring your applications to our monthly open office hours. We meet every first Saturday live on Zoom. And so you can bring your application if you want feedback. Did I do this right? What do you think? I haven't heard back from, or I didn't get it. What can I do different? Bring that. And then, of course, we have GPA here. It's so much more over at blackwomeningrants.com. It's going to break down everything that's in the chat. I mean, everything that's in the mentorship. And you're going to get to meet some of our grant winners. Deanna Joy, she may be here. She may join us a little later. But she just won $55,000. $50,000 for one of her nonprofit grant clients. She writes grants for nonprofits. And then she won $5,000 for herself, for her for-profit Black woman-owned small business. And we interviewed her. Like, girl, what you do, what you say, why you get it, what you want everybody else to go do to win too. So we got her interview in there. And there's so much more that I'll share along our time together. We got like 30 more minutes left to hang out. So if you got time, hang with us. You could beat me over there. blackwomeningrants.com. We got 2 scholarship spots. They are first come, first serve. It's a one-time payment of $97. That's it. And you get to get all the bonuses, including the 3 listed grants. 200 opportunities are on that list. $1.2 million in grants on these 3 lists. I just went through those 200 opportunities recently, and we got a part 1 and 2 of the live that I did earlier this week, breaking down what grants are looking for in those opportunities that you don't have to go out and find yourself. They've already been curated for you. They're specifically for being a Black woman for-profit small business owner based in the United States seeking grants over the age of 18. So, Can I Create says, oh, I never knew that. Thank you so much. Mindset shifted. That's what I'm here for. A mindset shift. So glad you experiencing that. Thank you for sharing that. If you have questions, you can put them here. Now's the time to ask. Whew, okay, let me see. Do I need an LLC or EIN before I can get a grant? Not necessarily. They will let you know, though. So when you find a grant, real quick, where do y'all think the quickest way, based on what I've talked about? I don't know if y'all been listening, multitasking, or getting an attitude because I ain't answered your question yet. But where do you think you can find a grant based on what I've already shared with you? Where do you think the quickest, easiest? Two options to this answer. Multiple choice. Where do you think the quickest, easiest place to find a grant is? Talk to me. So every grant, yes, free. They will tell you whether or not you need an article of incorporation, not necessarily LLC, but articles of incorporation, which include your INC, your LLC, your LLP, sole proprietor, etc. And then EINs are free, so you better have that. Employee identification number as you're applying for a grant, because you are technically an employer, right? Okay. How can you get a business bank account with that? I don't know that answer. You may want to take that to an online search. Say you do photography. Okay. I can tell by your profile picture. Okay. Chiffon says she does beauty, soap, lip balm, etc. Love it. Rena says, I applied with some on Hello Alice, but had no luck yet. I need you to put the word yet at the end of that. And also go in knowing that Hello Alice is a platform that holds the grant applications. They partner with the grants to house the applications. That's it. So don't be waiting on Hello Alice to write you a check. To my professional knowledge. Okay, unless they train some up. But Hello Alice is a great place to practice applying for grants. I can't say, let's see. Well, one, there was a grant called, it's either Sage or Boss Network, something like that. They just announced their winners, and they've been on Hello Alice for a minute. And so a lady in one of my networks won that. So out of that, compared to all the grants I've seen come out of Hello Alice, it's the only one I know that has won. So I say that so that you go in with like an expectation of, this is a great chance for me to practice filling these applications out. I like Hello Alice because they save your answer. So the quickest I've done an application on Hello Alice platform is 2 minutes. And it made me feel like I was doing something. Whether I got the grant or not, I'm like, well, at least I got an application out there. So change your mindset, change the vocabulary, the verbiage to haven't won yet. On my way to winning. In the process of winning, I'm speaking winning. I'm looking for grants I can win, grants I know I qualify for. You feel me? You got to put yourself in the right mind frame and don't, wait on nothing or nobody. Atronel says she's a caregiver, education and assisted living for a startup. Okay. You can get the book User over at blackwomeningrants.com when you join us in the mentorship on one of the 2 scholarship spots that are available. Hello, Kingdom Mission. Beauty says, are grants usually essays? Yes. Not only are they written essays, but they video essays. Anybody scared to get on video? Ashley Rankin, she might be on here with us. She said when she would see a small business grant application that required video, she would skip it. But now, her last video she shared with me just a few days ago, I was like, mouth wide open, like, look at Ashley Rankin. It's so good. She's come such a long way, and now she's applied to over $120,000 in grants, including those with video essays that are required. She also designed something called a grant track template, where you can track the grants you apply to, and she shares the first 8 grants that she applied to out of the $120,000. She's won over $8,500 in grants and grant funded opportunities, $8,500. So her grant tracking template is a part of the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. So if you want to see, how she's transitioned, where she started, she literally left the links to the grants that she's applied to on her journey to overcoming her fear of video submissions with her essays. She left it in the grant sheet. Yep. So Tracy says your area is a great place to find grants. Innovator says online is a great place to find grants. Kingdom Mission says United Wealth Education is her business. Payroll, bookkeeping, and accounting services is what T. Greg does. Health, hair care, stylist, and instructor is what Hair Care Lala does. PennDOT has grants. I've never heard of them. What is PennDOT? Let me look them up. Venetia says she owns an adult dance studio for busy grown folk. Love it. Hello, Ashley Rankin. I figured you might be here. And hello, Mom, if you're watching with Ashley Rankin. Let me look up PennDOT. I don't know what that is, so I'll do my research. Beauty says, with videos, would it be advised to use props or like images? We just did a training on that. Ashley was there on the 10 secret tips that grants really look for in your video essay submissions. And so we use examples of like video-based opportunities that are out there. Some celebrities have, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Some celebrities have grants and they require video pitches. Like Issa Rae has a media company and she required video pitches. And so just being able to use examples of what others are doing to win, but knowing what you're looking for in those videos, meaning knowing what grants are looking for in those videos, will tell you whether or not props are needed, images, etc. So I don't think you use any props. Not necessarily props, but you use like key things that we talked about in the training to stand out. Hello, Miss Sonia. How are you? Any other questions you guys have, let me know. Now is the time to ask. And let me look at my cards. I had them pulled up here for you guys. So the quickest, easiest way to find a grant, just to kind of catch y'all up on where we are. If you're new here, put hashtag new here and welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin. Thank you, Free. I am winner of over $51,700 in grants and grant funded opportunities. If you're new here, put hashtag FYP. Our Black women in grants collectively have won, plus me, over six figures in grants and grant funded opportunities. So I'm happy to share with you guys what I know. So what had happened was y'all had told me where y'all think to find grants. The quickest, easiest way to find a grant is online. And you just simply do a quick search, grants for Black women, or grants for the type of business you're in, or grants for your location. Somebody mentioned location earlier. I can send you a list of 200 grants when you join the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. What is a grant to you, though? What does it mean? Like when you hear the word grant, what does it mean? Like if someone said, girl, what's a grant? What would you tell them? Kingdom is an agent partner with UWE and UCES, United Wealth Education, and United Credit Education Service. Congratulations. Chat. Shafan says grants are free money. Free says money that you don't have to pay back for your business. Okay. What else y'all got? Something you don't have to pay back. Okay. What else y'all got? Money to invest in your business or free money. Okay. Anybody else want to take a guess before I give you my answer? My professional opinion. Okay. So some grants are designed to help you invest in what's known as capital assets, or like things you can go buy now that if your business closed down tomorrow, you can go sell and make money and still kind of recoup the cost, start over, build from scratch, etc. Grants do not have to be paid back or repaid. They're not based on your credit. What else did I want to say about that? Yeah, so y'all right on the money with that. Grants are monetary offers to help build your business. Yeah. Some grant applications are open on a monthly basis, some are open on a quarterly basis, and some are open on an annual basis. So when you find grant opportunities, read how often the grant is offered. Some of them are seasonal. They only come out in the spring, the summer, the winter, the fall. You got to follow the pattern of the grant based on when their last grant was awarded. And so there's a lot of history and research to go do in grant opportunities to make sure you're applying for the right ones. Let me see what I want to tell y'all. I'm looking at my notes. It's important to review the mandatory information that grants ask you for. So that's why I say you need a checklist to know what to have in place as you're applying for grants based on whether you're a startup or you've already started. Because if you get to a part of an application you're not prepared to answer and you skip over, your application could be instantly disqualified. And some grants will tell you that if you do not answer this question, your application won't even be considered. I'm not sure what Grant Station is, Teacher Jackson. So let me tell you guys the difference between, do you think you know the difference between, well, no, let's do this. What do you think a grant is not? Now that y'all told me what you think a grant is, what do you think it is not? What is a grant most definitely not in your book? It's not a loan. Go, Tanya. Right. What else? It's not a loan, meaning it doesn't have to be paid back. It's not for personal usage. Okay. All right, y'all. What else? Not used to buy material things for yourself. Love it. What else? Any other guesses? Or y'all want me to tell you? Just put tell us if you want me to tell you. I'm happy to tell you. So grants, again, I agree with our two winners of the answers. Okay, tell us. Okay. Right. Debbie says they're not always guaranteed. I love that. Nobody's ever put that answer, Debbie. You're right. Grants are not guaranteed. They're more of a gamble than anything, but you still got to have your name in the hat to win, right? Ain't that crazy? That they don't just come into your social media inbox and be like, would you like $1 billion? Scammers do, though. But anyway, so grants are not loans. They're also not lines of credit. So some people wonder, are grants based on your credit? No. And it's also not a line of credit, like something that you're borrowing against, you got to pay back, blah, blah, blah. They really have nothing to do with banks other than when you win, they write you a check and you deposit into your bank account. Or a bank could literally sponsor the grant itself, meaning they write you a check to go deposit into your bank account. So again, they're not based off your credit, whether it's personal or business credit. None of those matter when it comes to grants. They won't end up on your personal credit report, your business credit report. It's not factored into it like that. It's not a credit card. Some grants will send you gift cards. We got a $500 electronic gift card where it was sponsored through Office Depot, Office Max back in December of last year. And so we did a shopping spree online and offline, but they literally just scanned my phone for the digital gift card, and that was it. And so that was for us winning what's known as Entrepreneur of the Year through one of the programs that we got a scholarship to go through. I share those programs you can go get in for free and get into opportunities like that over at blackwomeningrants.com when you join us in one of the scholarship spots in the mentorship program. So grants can be taxed. It is always advised for you to talk to your accountant, your tax preparer, like I do. It depends on how you use the grant. I forgot the name. I just learned the official technical name. But yeah, based on the type of grant it is, like an educational grant, a professional development grant, versus a grant that you use to like pay for stuff that you would normally pay for out of pocket anyway, like staff or payroll or rent, etc. It depends on how you use the grant, which determines how it's taxed. So you definitely want to talk to your tax professional. You do fill out W-9 forms for grants because they have to file on their end. They usually, report it to Uncle Samuel as a gift. They've gifted you this amount of money so that it's clear on their end. They can get their write-off credit. And then you're responsible for, on your end, reporting the same thing because Uncle Samuel going to say, well, we see you got this gift according to this grant that gifted you. And then you got to answer questions about how it was used and blah, blah, blah. So talk to your finance person, okay? And hopefully you got one when you filing these business taxes because they ain't no joke. So grants are not loans. They're not line of credits. They're not based on your credits. They're not a credit card. They're also not borrowed money. You're welcome. This is not borrowed money from like family, friends, colleagues. So it's not crowdfunding or fundraising per se. They group grants into fundraising with like investing and investors, etc. But most grants are not what's known as equity based, meaning you don't have to sell or give up a portion of your company in order to win. Majority of the grants that I've seen out there. So they're not debt. They're also not a long-term funding option, meaning don't depend on the grant to pay your bills every month. Don't depend on winning a grant every time you got an emergency that comes up and you're like, let me go win this grant real quick. Because as we talked about already, it's usually about a 90-day cycle and it's still not guaranteed that on day 91, they're going to be beating down your door with a check. So you got 30 days for the application, 30 days deliberation, 30 days to announce the winners. And then the winners going through the process of getting their tax information, the W-9 signed and sent in, getting the checks written, waiting on them to come in the mail or be deposited. It's a process. So do not depend on grants as your long-term funding option or a quick cash option. It will not work. Amen? So if you've ever found yourself applying for a grant or heard of people apply for grants and didn't get them and now you got attitude, did you depend on that for an emergency? Because that ain't how this works. Grants are usually for special projects, things that are not super pressing. Like if it's between you not eating, not having a place to stay, shutting your business down, having to go get a job, or being homeless, living in your car, grants ain't the space for you to try to. You can still apply while you're going through all that. Okay, you can still win a grant while you're going through all that, but it is not the end-all be-all quick cash option, and it's not going to repeat more than once in most cases. Okay. So what that means is make it a part of your long-term plan. So if you find a grant that has an application date, put that date on your calendar. It's going to tell you when to turn in your application by. Put that date on your calendar. It's going to tell you when the winners will be announced. Put that date on your calendar. It's different for every grant, but I say give it 90 days totally. Then if you're one of the winners, it's going to tell you how long you have to claim your prize, which the longest I've seen is like you got 10 days to tell them, I acknowledge that I won, I accept the prize and the terms and conditions of your grant. Please, tell me what next steps are. So there's a process for that. And then, as I mentioned, waiting on the check, waiting on the deposit, making sure you're going through the protocol for using the grant like you told them you will use the grant, making sure that if they come back and check in on you in 30, 60, 90 days, you got receipts because you followed the protocol for that specific grant and you did what you told them you would do. Y'all got it. Put hashtag FYP. If this is helping you, if this is making sense, if you're gaining clarity and an understanding, if you're having an aha moment, or maybe it reminded you of something, put hashtag FYP. Let me know. If you really want to go deep into the grant space, get help individually for the business that you have, head over to blackwomeningrants.com. blackwomeningrants.com. Sign up to join us in one of the scholarship spots for our mentorship program that gets you mentorship for 12 months, gets you a free list of grants for 12 months. There's a subscription every month for 12 months delivered straight to your inbox. And the link, you just click it and go apply for grants using the information that we've talked about. Free says, I'm very grateful for this. Thank you. I'm grateful that you're here. I hope this is helping you guys. And so we talked about the easiest ways to find grants is either online, doing a quick search for whatever you're looking for a grant for, which let's talk about that. I can also send you 3 free lists of grants when you join us in the mentorship. So go claim your $97 spot. It's only 2 scholarship spots. You get in for $97 versus $297 for a whole year of mentoring with me, getting our boot camps and all the goodies that are listed on the blackwomeningrants.com site. There are only 2 spots, first come, first serve. So you can say we had this conversation. Don't say we didn't have this conversation. I'm so glad we had this conversation. They always get got when I put them out there, so I got to let y'all know. Let's talk about your grant goal real quick. What amount of money in the form of a grant do you think that you need that will be helpful to you and your business at this point? There are grants for anything you can think of, Daphne. That was my mom's name too, so it feels funny saying it out loud. We didn't call her that. So just go online and do a quick search. But what we talk about here with Black Women in Grants is specifically for Black women, for-profit, small business owners seeking grants. And you're based in the United States, you're over the age of 18, you own at least 51% of your business. That's what we do here. Okay, so Delisa says she needs 10,000. Tanya needs 50K. I'm hearing noises. Y'all don't know one in here. Michelle needs 60K. You're welcome. Anybody else want to put, like, if you were to win a grant today, this is how much would be really helpful. Y'all see my little coffee mug? Ain't she cute? I'm finna try to, I hope this is good because I ain't tasted it. Oh, it's strong. Shush! 25K says Maya. 120K says Monica. Class above body spa 50K. Atronel 25K. So I'm calling y'all out, so I need y'all to hear yourselves win this amount. Debbie 50K. Can y'all imagine? Congratulations, Debbie, on your $50,000 grant. Congratulations, Innovator Wear, on your 25K win, girl. Can y'all hear that? Y'all better prophesy. Call those things that are not as though they were, babes. Speak it. Manifest it. Okay. Take that number. You hear it? Take that number, multiply it times 10, and put that in the chat. Take the number that you just told me you want. Free, take your 75K. Innovator, take your 25K. Debbie, take your 50K. Atronel, take your 25K. Multiply it times 10. Multiply your number times 10. And I'm going to tell you what to do with it. I'm going to tell you what to do with it. Let me see what those new numbers look like. 500,000, 250,000, 150,000, 250,000, 500,000. Y'all know what that new number represents? Multiplication, but that's the amount in grant applications that you need to get out there to meet that first number that you put. For example, if you said, I could use an extra $25,000 in grant wins in my business, that means that you need to be applying for 10 times that amount to win that 25K. So what that could look like is you're applying for, let me do math in my head, 25K. You can apply for one grant for 25K. You may get it. You may also need to apply for five $5,000 grants. You get it? You might win one of those. Keep applying till you hit that 25K. Y'all see how this works? Let me know. I'm going to switch back to my lemonade because that coffee is strong. Y'all get it? Does it make sense? So, as someone who frequently applies for grants, I have a 10% win rate, which is great. That's where that number 10 comes from. That means that whatever my goal is, I know to go out and apply for 10 times that. So, for example, last, I want to say June, I can't remember, it's been a minute, it's time to do it again. I spent 30 days applying for a grant every day for 30 days. That's a lot of grants. Sometimes it was multiple grants in one day. But I do this, okay? At the end of that 30 days, I had applied for over $500,000 in grants. What that means was I had a $50,000 goal. I have officially won $51,700 in grants. So I won 10% of what I applied for. With you, if you've never applied for a grant, it may take a little bit more than 10x. You might have to 11x, 12x, 20x. I'm trying to inch you up there. But you gotta keep it out there. So that's why when you apply for one opportunity, you I'm getting choked up. You can't go in, what do you call it, like entitled. Excuse me. So when you apply, don't go in with like, I gotta win this. Give me a cough drop. But imagine you got, what was y'all new numbers? Let me find them numbers. 250K in applications out there. $1 million in applications out there. 750,000 in applications out there. 600,000 in applications out there. 50K, 250. Y'all see? Brother Denzel, Prophet Denzel says, I'm leaving here with something. You gonna get something out of those 10 opportunities, okay? You got a 1 in 10 chance. Just 10x it, keep going till you meet that grant goal, which was that original number, that first number, right? I'm not sure about winning a grant with a portfolio instead of a website. If they ask for a website, you don't have a website, you may not be ready to apply for that grant, but you just have to follow, what the grant says. Free says, I got on TikTok on my phone, but I pulled your website up on my computer. Let go. Come on, girl. Oh, let me pull up my email. I'm just on here talking to y'all. I usually follow when the scholarship spots got. So if you're over at blackwomeningrants.com claiming your spot in the mentorship, let me know so I can make sure you get access while I'm live on air. You are welcome. Can I create? What about new business owners, Maya? We talked about that a little bit earlier. I keep losing my shoe. My toes cold. Yes, you can apply for a grant as a new business owner if that's the question you were asking. I was also asking you guys. So yeah, we talked about your 10x goal. How do y'all feel about that new goal? Does it freak you out a little bit now? Are you nervous? Talk to me. When you seen your number 10x and then you realize, ooh, I got to put that much in grants applications out there. Did anything kind of come to mind for you? Let me know. Dedication. Made it make sense, right? Because I would want you to go into grants, and that's why we're here with Black Women in Grants. I want you to find grant opportunities and apply with confidence. That's our whole mission. Learning about these opportunities and being confident enough to go apply. When you go in knowing that this ain't going to be your only application, it's a 50-50 chance. You may get it, you may not, just with a job. But if you know that it's going to take 10x that, you go in with a whole nother mindset versus twiddling your thumb, waiting on who got the grant, getting mad. Does this work? I'm glad y'all know that it takes dedication. I'm glad you're excited. It can be a lot of fun. It's like to me, applying for grants, especially with the questions they ask on these applications, is like getting one-on-one coaching on your business idea. So it's like you have this idea for a business. It's already out there because you're either making money or it's about to start making money. But you get so good at telling people about your business that they now want to literally write you a check to keep the business going. Can you imagine? And that's all because you sat with the questions on the applications, you read through them, you answered them so thoroughly, showing that you thought out your business idea. And they're like, let us bless your ministry, your mission to keep moving, right? So it excites me. It is very exciting. Free says, I think it's great knowledge and a great goal. Good. So yeah, it takes consistency. That's what it's all about. It doesn't matter. You can have a perfect grant application and still not win a grant. You can have my very first grant. Let me see if I can find it. I won my first business grant. Now, I've won over $1 million in my personal life, from a free house for 10 years to $100,000 to go to school to get my degree, to the car I drive today, to anything you can think of. I've won grants for in my personal life over $1 million. Now I'm in the professional space. So I started applying for grants in the professional space in 2020. And so let me see if I can find, I can't remember the name of it, but I remember who wrote me the check. So look at this, 2020, 8/6/2020 was my first win. I won a small business grant for $1,000. And so I'm trying to find my application. I see my congratulations. Let me see if I can find my application, and I'll tell you how simple it was. So that was in 8, 6, 7. It's funny because I'm seeing the timeline that we walked through. There's the W-9 I had to sign. I can't find my application. But anyway, it was very simple. Little small paragraph, and won $1,000. Picked out of 20 people. I was number 17 and won. It is great to get educated on that. We are talking about grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. So if you're new here, put hashtag FYP. Chiffon says, how do we get access if we've been logged out? Logged out of what? Let me know. Yes, I do pay for application fees for grants if I think it's a legit opportunity. Okay, let me look one more time, see if I can find it. So, excuse me. I can't find my application. Maybe we'll do that on a future live. I'll look again. Need time to search. So, as a recap, you can find grants online, doing your own search, grants for blank, whatever you're looking for grants for. Have your grant goal in mind of how much you want to win in grants. Multiply that times 10 because you got like a 10% chance, which is good in grant game because it could be zero. You feel me? It's never 100%. If you see an opportunity to win a grant and they're like, we guarantee this grant, we promise you're gonna win, just pay us some money, you about to get scammed. Because they're not guaranteed, they're a gamble. I also have 3 lists of grants that I send out to those who are in my mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, where we have 2 spots to get a scholarship to join us. And so it's only $97. So that's where to apply. I teach you how to apply in the mentorship. I walk you through some of my grant application essays and the answers. You'll see my video essays. You'll get templates for your own, how to answer these. You'll go over the frequently asked questions for grants and so much more. There was something else. Let me see. I keep moving my cards out of habit of trying to see my screen. Let me see. I don't know where I just put these cards. I was talking to y'all. Oh, there they go. Is this the right one? Yes. All right. You got 2 daughters with their own businesses. Yay! Share this live with them. Let them come learn about getting grants. So, let me see, is there anything else I wanted to share with you guys before we go? Are there any questions, any ahas, any takeaways? If you want to recap on what we talked about here on the live, the replay to this is embedded in our mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. We have reviewed what grants are, what they're not, where to find them, how to get them delivered to your inbox for 12 months for free by joining us in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. We've talked about whether or not to pay for grant applications. We've talked about what your grant goals should be going in and how to multiply that, 10x that if you will, and apply for 10 times more than you need so you stand a better chance at winning. What else did we talk about that really stuck out to those of you who've been hanging out with us? Let's catch up our newbies who just jumped in and just tell us one takeaway or aha moment that you had, if you can think of any. Or if you were taking notes, etc. What else did we talk about? What a grant is, what a grant is not, where to find grants. Looking through my notes, girl. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Any questions about anything we've talked about so far? Yes. So, Innovator Aware says it takes dedication. It's dedication. That is what it takes to find these grants, apply for them consistently until you win and meet your grant goal. So now that you guys have that number in mind, right? Free says, really for me, the times 10. Yeah, it's really more, but I'm showing you some grace because if you're getting mentored around it, you're getting knowledge about how to fill out these applications. You're putting in the time to really dive into the 3 R's. We'll talk about that in a future live. Called research, read, and review. If you're doing all of that with every grant opportunity, you're applying for the right grants, you're in the right room, and you're not as overwhelmed. You know what to expect going in and coming out. And so because your expectations are set, and then you're getting some coaching, some grant guidance around it by being here on GPA, by being in our mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, you're more confident in the 10 times. You'll get like Ashley Rankin, who's here with us, who built our grant tracker worksheet to help you keep up with every grant you apply to, the grants that she's applied to and won $8,500 from as grants and grant funded opportunities in like a 90-day time frame, if I'm not mistaken, Ashley. You build up that confidence. You know what to expect. You set your goal. You keeping track. You're checking off your checklist. You're getting your things in order. You're doing it with knowledge. It's different going into applying for grants with knowledge and support, accountability. We meet monthly on our calls to hold you accountable. How many grants have you applied to? How much in grants have you applied to? How many grants have you won? you know. And so knowing that others around you are keeping that same energy, it's easier to go in and apply with confidence. The difference between for-profit and nonprofit grants and applying, we didn't even really dive too deep into it, but we'll be talking more and more about that because a lot of people think you got to be nonprofit, you got to hire a grant writer, that we write grants. Can I write the grant for you? You're going to teach us how to write grants. That ain't how none of this work. But we'll talk about that coming up. 10, 20, 30, if need be, do it all. Yeah, in the beginning, you know, you never know. You could win the first grant you apply to. But just that slay speaking, over my experience, it's a 10% win rate. And my win rate is getting better as well the more I apply. And so are the ladies who are actually winning grants. Because even after you win, that's a win. You're like, I'm getting closer to that bigger goal. So if you got that bigger goal that you know you're working toward, even winning one grant is motivation to keep going for others. Stack that success. We call that grant stacking. So you stack that success. Any final questions before I go? If anyone is over at blackwomeningrants.com joining us in the mentorship and you want me to hold on to make sure you get into the learning portal, let me know. I'll hold on for you. If not, I will give you back the rest of your day. So let me know what questions you have. And if you're joining us and need me to hold on or answer some questions for you about the mentorship, that's what I was doing. Let me go over here. So www.blackwomeningrants.com is the website for the mentorship. Yes, you can get there from our TikTok profile. We got 2 scholarship spots that are only $97 to come mentor with me for 1 year. Get all the replays and playlists of the TikToks we've done and the workshops we've done and the boot camps we've done and the trainings we've done on grants and learn everything you need to know. The Lisa says on some sites, and if they start asking questions like going to college, are those good sites? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with any sites that do that when it comes to applying for small business grants. They ask questions about your business, being new, when you started, why you started, who you started it for, who you help, how much your services are, how you know what you're doing is working, why they should give you the grant, etc. Those are the questions that are frequently asked on small business applications. Off topic, can you put tea inside that coffee cup you have? That's a good question. I don't know. I just found it on Amazon and did it with coffee. I got coffee and hot chocolate in here. I didn't put enough creamer. I try to match coffee with my skin tone. That's how I know it was right. But this is super strong. I also mixed coffees today. I'm very experimental when it comes to this because I'm not an avid coffee drinker. Sometimes I just have a taste for it. But yeah, it's just a little miniature coffee pot. So I don't see why not. I don't see why not. But yeah, it's really cute. And my coffee maker is miniature. I like little stuff. You know, we like little cute stuff. So I got a miniature coffee maker, a miniature Keurig. And so that's why I had to get a little miniature coffee pot cup just to make it, just to complete the set, you know. Lisa said because I find myself going into a rabbit hole but never getting to the actual grant. Yes, girl. Any other final questions before we go? Let me know. Oh, I know what I was supposed to be doing while I was on here with y'all. If you got questions, now is the time to put it there. I am about to our TikToks into our file here. There we go. So, any final questions before we go? Speak now or hold your peace till the next time you see me on here, girl. You're going back to all your videos because you missed so much. We got several videos here on the TikTok page. We have all 157 of our TikTok replay videos for this, which is known as GPA. And that is the part of the playlist over at blackwomeningrants.com that's in the mentorship. So yeah, all of that is in there. So if you're in the program, You already got access to it. If you're joining us in the program, you about to get access to it, girl. You as well, Innovator. Thank you so much. All hearts and minds clear. Let me know now. I'm double checking. I think my fan is blowing stuff and I'm hearing stuff. So I'm gonna go because I'm getting a little jumpy. You gain access over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. We have a scholarship spot over there for only $97. Get in and come and join us. Until we meet again, my friends, remember there's someone somewhere. They're waiting on you to walk in your destiny so they can walk into theirs. Because it's when you let your own light shine, you give others permission to do the same. When you impact one life as a future grant winner, you impact generations. So thank y'all for being here as the generation I got to impact today. Visit me, join me, come join the crew. It's 250 of y'all in the mentorship over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. We got an event scheduled later this month and a hangout scheduled in just a couple weeks live on Zoom.